She needs to be on a better team.
Now it's official. Caitlin Clark has made the biggest decision of her career. She has signed a lifetime contract in Europe, and this time, there's no turning back. She's not coming to the WNBA, not next season, not ever. This shocking move has left fans stunned, the league scrambling, and the basketball world in disbelief.
Malcolm McGraw, one of the greatest coaches of all time, that I'm going to play for her.
To be honest, I feel torn.
Her WNBA season has come and gone. It seemed to be like a fantastic deal.
On one hand, I'm happy for her success, but on the other, it's a huge loss for the WNBA. She packed her bags, waved goodbye, and honestly, who can blame her?
With the WNBA season ending for many teams, there are already so many players heading overseas to play during the offseason.
She has carried the league on her back, yet the referees have made awful calls. She has been accused of racism again, and let's not forget about the ridiculous salary. Oh, and that pitiful Nike agreement.
Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials, we have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoes.
It's barely worth mentioning. No wonder she's done with the WNBA.
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have fucked this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they tried.
The WNBA basically handed their biggest star a thank you for your service card and a tip jar. Now they can whine, cry, and beg her to stay all they want. But Caitlin Clark is gone. In Europe, she's being treated like the queen she deserves to be, while the WNBA is left with nothing but regret.
2 years ago, their home attendance was 1,800 fans. Their average this year, home attendance, is 17,000. That's almost 10 times. And, of course, the big difference is Caitlin Clark. I think she should be up for MVP.
So, Caitlin Clark, the golden child of the WNBA, has gone ahead and signed a lifetime contract in Europe. Lifetime. Let that sink in. The WNBA is doomed. And why? Because they couldn't even open their checkbook. Here's the crazy part. Clark was literally carrying the entire league on her back.
There's going to be a significant amount of less fans watching the WNBA now that Caitlin is no longer in the picture.
TV ratings were skyrocketing, jersey sales were through the roof, and her energy on the court was unmatched. Yet the league treated her like she was just another player. Did they somehow miss the memo that she's basically the future of women's basketball?
I know the mainstream media wants us to believe that the WNBA is surging in popularity. I know analysts like Monica McDougal at ESPN. They want us to recognize elite layup missers and failed dunkers. But what Casey has been telling you guys all season, it has been true. What I have said countless times over the past few months, it is finally being proven without a shadow of a doubt. Caitlin Clark is a megastar. Caitlin Clark is a box office draw, while the rest of the WNBA, it is nothing but a polished turd.
Instead of recognizing her value and giving her the paycheck she deserved, the WNBA hid behind their so-called "everything's fair" policy, pretending to avoid drama. Newsflash, WNBA, when you have a player like Caitlin Clark, fairness goes out the window. You pay her what she's worth. But instead, they played it safe, refused to make waves, and now they're drowning in their own mess.
I have honestly never seen a company fumble the bag so hard like the WNBA fumbled Caitlin.
Caitlin Clark did exactly what any true superstar would do. She packed her bags and said, "See you later." She signed a lifetime contract with a European club. And this isn't just any deal. It's the first one that actually pays her what she's worth.
And even our biggest star in the league, Caitlin Clark, is only making a base salary of around $76,000 or $78,000 for this first season. She signed a 4-year, just over $300,000 rookie salary. So Caitlin's rookie salary is a little over $300,000 for 4 years, and that's all that she's going to make in the WNBA. Now, I feel like there could be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlin Clark away from us and give her a crazy offer.
Meanwhile, the WNBA is probably sitting in a corner somewhere, crying into their spreadsheets. The whole thing is just embarrassing. Instead of keeping their biggest star, the league was more focused on keeping some fake sense of balance. Now Europe is throwing bags of cash at her like it's going out of style. And honestly, the way this all played out is hilarious.
It was a stupid decision because it compromises what your ultimate goal is, which is to elevate the WNBA brand.
The WNBA never believed Clark would actually leave. They probably thought, oh, she loves us. She'll never walk away from dominating American basketball. Wrong. Clark had been dropping hints left and right, frustrated at being paid like a bench warmer while carrying the entire league on her back. Still, nobody took her seriously. Maybe they figured a few endorsement deals would keep her happy. Spoiler alert, they were dead wrong.
We're making the point. Do you want to promote the league or not?
Now, let's talk about how much this really stings for the WNBA. They didn't just lose a player, they lost their main attraction, the one fans were showing up in droves to see. Caitlin Clark wasn't just part of the league, she was the future of the league. And now, she's across the ocean, living her best life.
The first time ever, they have a superstar in this league that not only has the ability to draw a mainstream audience, she also has the ability to play actual basketball.
So, who's going to bring in the ratings now? The sponsors? The fans? They're all scrambling, while the WNBA plays catch-up. Meanwhile, Clark is out in Europe, probably signing autographs in 5 different languages and thriving, while the league sits there wondering how they ever let their brightest star slip away. The WNBA had a golden opportunity to lock Caitlin Clark down, to make her the face of the league for years to come. But they hesitated, and now, Europe is treating her like royalty, while the WNBA didn't just lose a player, they lost a marketing dream.
Caitlin Clark has just been named the 2024 Rookie of the Year. Clark's rookie season, it was historic. She had the most points in a rookie campaign, the most assists in any season ever, and she even messed around and got a pair of triple-doubles, something no other rookie has ever done.
Clark was the fan favorite, the one who could have taken the league to new heights. But the WNBA was too focused on keeping everything fair and balanced. Well, I hope that balance was worth it, because now they're watching their biggest star shine from across the Atlantic. And make no mistake, this move is going to shake the WNBA in a massive way.
Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
Other players are watching closely, asking themselves, if Caitlin Clark can land a lifetime deal overseas, then why am I still here settling for crumbs? If the WNBA doesn't wake up and start paying its stars what they're truly worth, they could be staring at a mass exodus. Because why stick around when Europe is throwing money like confetti? The clock is ticking, and this moment could be the turning point for the entire league.
Caitlin is going to have an incredible career. She will have an opportunity to go to the Olympics. She will have an opportunity to develop as a player. I think she is going to be one of the greatest players that the game has ever seen.
At the end of the day, it wasn't just about the money for Caitlin Clark. Though let's be real, she had every right to be frustrated. It was the constant disrespect, the bad calls, the off-court drama, and the league's strange reluctance to fully embrace her as the superstar she clearly was. Clark wasn't about to sit around and let herself be treated like an afterthought, not when she was doing more for the WNBA than half the league combined. So, when Europe came knocking with that lifetime contract, the decision wasn't even difficult. It was the obvious choice.
I think she talks a lot of and she gets a lot of back. So she deserves everything she gets because she gives it as good as she gets.
The WNBA had already shown her exactly how little they valued her, so why stick around? Now the league is left scrambling, wondering how they ever let their brightest star slip through their fingers. They didn't just lose a player, they lost the player who was supposed to define the league's future. But hey, maybe they'll make it up with more questionable foul calls and cryptic tweets, because clearly, that's been working out so well for them.
Stephen A., I could actually argue that it hurts the game more if they had given her a roster spot over someone more deserving.
But let's face it, if you were Caitlin Clark, receiving any kind of fair call would have felt like winning the lottery next to impossible. The worst part is that the WNBA knew exactly what they were doing. They acknowledged that they had a superstar on their hands, but they refused to fully embrace it, almost as if they were afraid she would outgrow the league or something. Again, spoiler alert, She did this by refusing to acknowledge her impact and pay her what she deserved. The WNBA created their own nightmare, believing they could minimize her significance and keep her under control, and everything would be all right. But Clark wasn't having any of that, and honestly, can you blame her?
If your only argument for Caitlyn is that it would have been a great marketing opportunity and you don't have basketball experience or chemistry with the group listed in your reasoning, I don't want to hear it.
Caitlin Clark's 2025 WNBA season wasn't just a roller coaster, it was one of those rides where the safety bar doesn't quite click in and you're holding on for dear life the entire time. Let's talk about the chaos, starting with the I Pook herd around the world. Picture this, it's the first round of the playoffs, and Clark is out there trying to drag the Indiana Fever to greatness despite all Caitlin Clark did for the WNBA. They decided to thank her with a paycheck that was practically pocket change. The same player who was single-handedly making the league relevant again treated like just another name on the roster, and the disrespect didn't stop. Their TV ratings skyrocketed by 46% whenever she played. People who probably hadn't even watched a WNBA game were tuning in just to see her play, yet the league acted like, oh, she's fine, where she is the audacity. But wait, there's more. Not only did the WNBA undervalue her financially, they also downplayed her in their marketing campaigns. The player carrying the league wasn't even getting her fair share of the spotlight. Instead of making her the undeniable face of the WNBA, they tried to spread the attention around to keep everyone happy. Other players who weren't even close to what Clark was doing in their attempt to maintain balance, they alienated their biggest asset. They couldn't handle her being the dominant force, so they tried to keep her small. Smooth move, WNBA. They couldn't handle her being the dominant force, so they tried to keep her small. Smooth move, WNBA. If you're just as shocked as we are about how this all played out, make sure to smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Swish Alert for more deep dives into the biggest stories shaking up the game. Don't miss out. Turn on notifications so you're always first to know.